What was going on? Okay. Can you hear me now? Haha. I can see the bar moving now. Finally. I had the mic on mute. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate that. Hope you're feeling better, dude. Like, just wishing you nothing but a speedy recovery at this point. So, yeah. Yeah. But, so anyways, yeah, you're not passed out right now. That's true. That's good. That's a good thing, man. Um, it's it's the worst. COVID's awful. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So, and I mean that's saying something. So, I'm hoping you're on the downward trend of this thing now because I think you got sick about a week ago, and usually it takes about 2 weeks to get over it. So hopefully you're on the better part of the week now, and not any long term effects. So it's day 8. Okay, well then you're. I started feeling better by about day 10, 11, but I still had like shortness of breath and stuff until about day 14, and then it took me a long time to really get all my lung capacity back. So like I was still working on that after 6 months. So I mean, I hope you don't have those kinds of long term effects. Those are never any fun. So, but as I was saying in the lead in of the show that you couldn't hear because my mic was muted, the if you look at the yeah, I totally understand the fatigue thing is real, and I had probably for about 2 or 3 months post COVID, dude. I had just like phantom fatigue where I would just be feeling great, and then all of a sudden, just like somebody hit me with a sledgehammer, right? And those days sucked for sure. Um, so I played a game today with Auric, and I just technically called it Auric Stall. It's ultimately a mill deck, but it's just a really slow mill deck that builds a ton of incremental advantage just over round. And one of the things um, that I think is particularly bad about it, like not from a health of the game standpoint, is that it is going to drive tournament games to time, and I don't think you can actually outpace your opponent. I played a James Fallen deck that um, like I just was able to punish kind of over and over again to the point where they just couldn't get the advantage they were looking for. And through mill and things like that, was able to really kind of put my opponent on their back heel We got to the round 5 and the deck was finally gone at that point. I was playing it with concentration and I did achieve Awaken State, so it was just a matter of time before I won the game, but I'm not sure. Obviously, like, I think that direct damage, like burn, will kill this deck. Like just somebody that just ignores your board state and just does PB damage face, like a lot. My opponent had Final Cries in their deck, which helped, but it wasn't enough to get there. And so I think if you're just playing like Molten Gold and Frostbite and some of those cards, then you can get around this Orc pretty easily. But I'm just going to tell you that Ash Spirit does a ton of work. The Orchid Dove is just obviously insane value from a mill perspective. The Ruby Cobra allows me to do something proactive as a main action, like gives me a second main action, so I'm not just sitting on things. And then Turtle Guard is there just as a unit guard. Does run a couple of Flock Shepherds. I'm not as impressed with that card as I thought I was going to be. After one game with it, I think it's okay, but not something that I'm like sitting there thinking it's as broken as I thought it was going to be. It's a very good card, don't get me wrong, and I think it's important, and your opponent's going to put a lot of dice and energy and tempo into trying to kill it, which is the reason for the unit guard, because outside of stock, you want to be able to force your Turtle Guard to block something and take the hit over the Shepherd. And then we do have the Shield Mage here as a cheeky one of. I did not play it in my match today, but I did set up a Devotion on Essence Druid, which is a big, expensive unit, but with a bunch of Golden Veils to protect it, a 3/5, a 2/5, 3 recover with Tame 2 and Alert is pretty darn good at keeping your opponent on the back foot and not able to get into you. So some people like to call this prison. I know that's an old Magic term. I don't know. I hope this isn't a thing at the end of the day. I hope that this kind of deck doesn't bubble up into tier 1, because it's kind of a miserable experience, I think, for both somebody playing against you and then also you just playing it. It's not really there's not very much you're doing. So you're just drawing cards and I'm not sure if that's true because of the way the sudden death rules work. So the sudden death rules start dealing damage if you can't draw cards. So if you've milled your opponent further, it actually makes mill stronger on the sudden death rules. Because if their deck is lower than your deck, when the sudden death rules kick in and they have to draw 2 cards, you can still draw cards. They can't. They're going to take damage. You're not. And then once the deck runs out, it just turns Abundance and Orchid Dove on into direct damage spells for, roughly somewhere between 8 to 11 damage in a round, potentially. And I think that's enough of a closer, right? So, I mean, like, because this game doesn't end in ties as time runs out. I mean, so I don't think it can. It might be able to. But it doesn't matter, because if you run out of time, you go into sudden death rules in tournaments. And so the sudden death rules say, like, at the start of the recovery phase, I'd have to go back and read it. I should pull this up so I don't quote it wrong here. Like, this is the kind of deck that plays with... here's a sudden death rule. It says... I don't know if you can read that, so let me blow it up. Yes, I want Insight all day long. Like, I got so much value out of Insight in my game, it's like giving you a free 6th card before you spend any dice. Sure, Neil, I appreciate that. So, Killer, I think that's a good question. So, here's the sudden death rule. It says, after time is called, the sudden death penalty will apply to each player at the start of their turn, starting with the first player. next turn. At the start of this turn and each subsequent turn, the player whose turn it is must discard 2 cards off the top of their draw pile. For each card they cannot discard, place 1 wound token on their Phoenixborn. Players may not trigger effects off of these discards or wounds. So I just think that this is going to rapidly change. Again, it I'm not saying that. Look, I'm the jury's still out on this. It's very possible that heal in here as a 3x is better, and the redirects may not be enough, but they certainly are valuable. Particularly if you don't have Flock Shepherd out, you can redirect into something like Turtle Guard or Cobra, something that you've not spent a lot of dice into. And of course, Kneels are just top around when you go first to buy you time. But again, my point being with this is, if you are prisoning out your opponent where they can't get in for damage to Phoenixborn outside of burn, I think it's weak to burn. I'm going to be fully honest on that. I don't think that it can beat a burn deck. And it may not beat another mill deck, because another mill deck is more dedicated to mill. So it's possible that mill deck is just more proactive in general. Two mill decks looking at each other is just going to be kind of rough. But if you're talking about any other kind of deck, which makes up a larger percentage of the field than not, I think this is a tough deck to play around. Sunshield Sentry prevents go-wide strategies. Essence Druid with Alert, also prevents those go-wide strategies. Flock Shepherd and allowing the doves to be able to kill things back while they die is just pure value town. Ruby Cobra is a proactive mill card for you round over round. And then once the deck is out, Ash Spirit is just another example of now you're getting rid of their hand. So you're really just punishing over and over and over again on these things, while your opponent's getting to draw a bunch of cards. They're not really prepared to have anywhere from 6 to 7 cards in their hand, right? Extra. And so ultimately their deck runs out, and when their deck runs out, then the Orchid Doves get powerful, Ash Spirits get crazy, and all of a sudden each one of these dice turns into a point of damage across the board. And I'm again, I don't know. It's just interesting to me that this is a potential thing. And if it is, it's a pretty miserable experience. I'm not gonna lie. It's a long, grindy game, and it's rough. It's rough. And the Flock Shepherd is really good at answering Frostback Bear. Right? So, just some things to keep in mind, I guess, as we watch the game progress. Original version of this deck, I actually played a Gilder in place of the Turtle Guard, and ultimately I think the Turtle Guard is better long term. And the reason being is because the Gilder, if you lose your Flock Shepherd, you're still going to get hit by bypass damage, and your opponent just has to focus on Flock Shepherd. So, and it's not that hard to do that. The Gilder can't protect the Shepherd enough. And so you have to have some other plan, I think, that's got a little bit more beef on the attack side, if you will, and defense side. So, there's a picture on the Discord today. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you my game state. And this was against a James Fallen. Let me see here. Can y'all see that? It's kind of small. That's my ready spells on round 3. Again, this was the concentration version. I think Abundance just does it even better than concentration. And I think the Awakened State's just too slow to set up. I turned Awakened State on. I could have turned it on as early as top of round 4 if I committed to it. End of round 4, excuse me, not top of. But I was I could just go into round 5 and take one action and turn it on, and that's what I did. So it allowed me to make more units on the board. And they were going first in round 5 because I had gone second in the match. So anyways, this was Ash Spirit as a single book, Gilder, all 3 Orchid books, and then the Ruby Cobra. the changes I made since that was Ash Spirit is a 3x book, remove Gilder for Turtle Guard, and then everything else stayed the same, and then Abundance over Concentration. My game state going into round 5, actually late round 5, this was after my opponent had made a bunch of Fallen and things, was this. And again, I think this will probably be... Oh, this one's bigger. Okay, cool. So the Awaken State's on the spell board because Ash Techie doesn't know how to handle the Awaken State. But, you know, I got my use out of the Flock Shepherd to block a big attack that was an Immortal Commander attack. And, yeah, I mean, I just think it's crazy. It's crazy that this is the kind of thing that it can do. And, it is, I mean, things like Essen's Druid are soft to hard removals, but I mean, there is 3x Golden Veils, and I was holding 3 Golden Veils in my hand at that point. So, you know, I'm not going to get eaten up that way. So I don't know. Again, I hope it's not a real thing. I really want to be honest about that. I don't think it's good for the game if it's a real thing, because it's pretty oppressive. I was really shocked at how oppressive it was. And I really thought they Fallen and James might get out ahead of me in terms of just value and efficiency and number of units, and that just didn't happen. So, yeah. Anyways. All right. So I'm going to put out... I'm looking for game here. Not going to play the Auric deck, obviously. Yeah, we'll join Zizaros here. All right, so I want to go back to this Noah deck a little bit here. I'm going to pull the deck list up and move it to the side, so just because I'm working on so many decks that it's sometimes hard to know what's all in the list that I'm working on. All right, let me know if you have questions. Okay, so I should see maybe... let me switch this over here. Okay. And then hide. Let's go here. Mm-hmm. 1 second, Paul. I'm just having a little bit of issue here. Sorry. Copy. There was a tether deck in there, I think, Warrior, for sure. Nothing that I'm happy with. I'll just be completely honest. I don't think it's very good. Okay, so what happened here? Oh, it's all the way at the top. That's why. Someday I will get all of our scenes corrected here. Here we go. Okay. So I think we're kind of hard on strength in here with this. Salamander Monk and Frostback Bear is kind of our core 3. Let's see. I think so. We've got 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Man, I think he's probably got a knight in here though. So 1, 4, 6. Vampire, and let's go Fester, and let's see if we get it wrong. um, with 14 conjurations, I know that there's probably it's potentially this is Fallen and Widows, but Bear. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. And he's gonna go first, so I'm not gonna discard anything. Yeah, I saw that on the conversation today, Inquisitor, regarding the tethered format. I think that's smart because the ready spell is just, and I would actually say it's probably something where you push mostly for the summon books more than anything. So he's gonna play Fire Archer. He's just gonna come out really fast and strong here and try to get some damage in. There's the chant. So he's gonna go just 3 damage right away through that. And he's not set up for Widow's play right now, nor would he have good removal outside of Earthquake. So, I mean, if he starts an Earthquake, I think we're probably in pretty good shape. I think we just stay on plan. So let's play our Strengthen, and then we'll take our point of damage here. Yeah, I think that's a smart move. I mean, 20 health from Xander is so much health from Xander. I mean, if he's really aggressive with this Fire Archer like his plan is, then he's got to have a plan to have it die, which is interesting. Just to turn on the chant. And so you might as well get your point of damage in, if you will, on Noah here from the Fire Archer and get it exhausted so you get some value before somebody does something to it. Yep. So that's going to be his attack into Noah. We're just going to take 3 burn damage out of the gate, but I don't think that's a big deal. But going second, we actually are in a really good place for Shadow Target. I don't think you ever really want Noah to go second. Okay. Kind of wondered if he was going to have a Widow's play here, but I don't know how he's going to proactively kill. I guess he could Nature Ping into it. So, yeah, the summon books are interesting. So he meditates an Anchornaut. He's got double power side showing. He might be on Meteor here. That'd be really interesting if he's on Meteor. He's now threatening the Widow's play. I kind of like slow playing here because if he puts out like Bear Book, if he puts out a Bear Book here, I can just like exhaust the Bear Book with Noah. And I can play around his bear. So there's the Bear Book, yeah. So we'll definitely Shadow Target this Bear Book. Make a Salamander Monk. So the bear is not going to come into round 1 here and or round 2. So that's why I'm testing Noah, because I think Shadow Target's very good. There's no Masked Wolf in this deck. Obviously not even running the illusion for it. So let's Shadow Target here. We'll spend this die. Target the Frostback Bear. Then let's summon a Salamander Monk. And then send it back to him. So I think we just take away 2 of his dice for this round that way. If he wants the Meteor now, Like, I think that's okay. There's Crimson Bomber. Crimson Bomber's interesting here. I don't know. Season 4 thoughts, predictions. I think Jessa is very, very good in this season, and I think you're seeing a lot of attrition that comes with a 6-round tournament. So I'm really debating here. I can force this bomb. If I attack into bomber, I die. So I think I just make a bear. If he wants to detonate his bomber here to turn on Chant, I think I'm okay with that. I'm not sure what the top eight's going to look like yet. I mean, I think Nick is clearly in the driver's seat to put at least one Jessa in top eight. I think you're looking at a lot of, Brian's deck looks really, really good. Carl's Herald list looks really good. So I think we could see a couple of Heralds in top eight. The rest is a little wide open to me right now. I think, Matt's Cole list is very good, obviously. And I do think that. So he's going to Xander back and Anchornaut. That's interesting. So he can't Meteor me now. So I think it's safe to play Bear. You have to win 2 and pray for top 8? Yeah. Yeah. I can't lose tonight to Philly, but I mean I got paired up into Philly and I just don't see how my Cole deck can compete against his Jessa. I think Jessa is like my worst matchup, and I've played 2 of them. When you've got 7 Jessas, that's going to happen. So, all right, very interesting. He's going to make a Ceratosaurus mount, but and that's probably going to go Ceratosaurus into Anchornaut. Yeah, what's gonna do this? I'm gonna give up the Master Vampire for this round. So he'll Anchornaut the Salamander Monk. But then I'll strengthen the monk into a Ceratosaurus. Yep. He's gonna mount the bomber. That's expensive right there, folks. That's an expensive bomber right there. Yeah, I did watch the tail end of that match cam for a while. There's the Anchornaut. It's going to ping the Salamander Monk. I'm fine with that. I probably should have committed the Salamander Monk sooner. Um, yeah, I mean it happens, Cam, for sure. Um, Pretty interesting. I didn't have to med this round. I probably should have played Master Vampire here. Just to prey on things. Maybe I'm maybe regretting that decision now. Yeah, I'm definitely saying the same thing, Neil. Okay. I think we just go ahead and Frog Ping Fester um the Ceresaurus here. All right. So we'll let Bear eat the bomber. I'm fine with this as a trade. I think I'll kill the Fire Archer while I can. Maybe I'll strengthen here because if he takes it, then he just takes 3 instead. But this takes away a mount target for the Ceresaurus. Okay. End turn. Yeah, I should have played the Vamp there, but I think I still did okay to put the Anchornaut back in his hand. Um, okay, so we're going to Shadow target here. The Bear. We'll spend, let's see, we need 1 for Bear, 1 for Raptor, 1 for Hammer Knight. Probably don't need all the sympathy dice. I need 1 for Salamander, 1 for Master. Ceremonial, I need 2. Ceremonial, 3 ceremonial. So actually, I think the sympathy die is the best here. Do that. Get our point of damage in before he brings the Anchornaut out. Yeah, I agree. It was a mistake. There's Fire Archer. Gonna do another point of damage to me. Guessing he'll mount this immediately. He meditates an earthquake away. Meditates a risen horde away. So he's just bringing a bunch of dice up here to deal with salamanders, I guess. It's kind of it's interesting. I wonder how much I'll need Nature's Wrath this round. I did consider it, Neil, but I think the Bears I think the bear's better to hit here. Because I'm going to hit one or the other every turn, right? So I guess I would have taken less damage, potentially. Um, the question is, do we think he has an earthquake? Let's just play. Let's slow play. Let's see if he's got the earthquake. I probably should have pinged there, but I'm kind of pressed on dice if I'm going to try to play my hand out. Well, he didn't have the ally. He replayed a fire archer. That's a new archer from hand. He had no cards in play, so I knew he had an anchor knot in hand, right? Yeah, that's second fire archer. First fire archer from round one is here. So that's why I thought the bear was probably better to hit. No, no, he didn't. He didn't take the 3. So he's going to Xander back another fire archer, it looks like. Crimson Bomber. Okay. Interesting. There's the bomber again. It's an interesting conundrum because what I want to do is kill this bomber, right? But if I just attack for 3, he'll take it on Xander and I just get attacked for 4, and I don't want that to happen. But if I play bear and he's holding EQ, it's possible. That could be a thing for sure. I don't want to give up 3 dice for an EQ here. But I could make the EQ less profitable for him if I play Hammer Knight and I nature ping the bomber and then he EQs me. You need to make that he will eat. Yeah. You mean like a unit that the bomber will detonate into? Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, 2 are in the bin, so if he's got the third one right now, it seems pretty good for him. Um, don't I want to keep that? Yeah, 2 are gone. I'm gonna natural dice power that guy. Yeah, that's what I did, Neil. I just slam knight. Yeah, that's it's a good point, and that's what I ended up doing here. So what I still have in the tank here is Bear, Archer, and Raptor Herder not getting Vampire out again this round. That vampire's going to really come back to bite me. Molten Gold by. There's last Earthquake, so no more threats of Earthquake. No more threats of Earthquake. Yeah, I just wonder, is Vamp better than playing Bear, Archer, and Herder this round? Like, is one Vampire and Herder enough? Or is it better to play the Bear, Archer, and the Herder? So we're gonna attack Hammer Knight here. Well, this will force a PB guard, which is what I want. Maybe. Might be. Okay. So we got both of them off with the Hammer Knight. Only suffering one while we were at it here. Yeah, I think that was a better place for him to PB block, to be honest, but to each his own. He's just chanting me. He final cried and chanted me, so I'm almost at half life and I've done 1 damage to him. It's a real problem if he's holding, if he's got a couple of meteors. So there's a Raptor Herder. He's gonna try to mount that Herder. And if he doesn't mount the Herder, he can still play the Anchornaut into mount. I don't know what 5th card is there. He's gonna play the Vamp. Because if he decides to mount here, the Vampire just consumes and heals me. No, I'm not gonna Wrath this turn unless he really gives me a reason to. Maybe. It's possible. He could just Ceresaurus mount and attack me though. There's the Molten Gold. I'm sure that's just a face. He can't Ceresaurus now. Yeah. So I'm pretty good with that, to be honest. I'm just gonna get my point of damage back. I'm not first next round. He is. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can't do 20 to him, 19 to him. He's gonna do dice power, get back what? What can he get back? He's just gonna keep trying to burn me down, so I'm sure he's just getting fire archery, yeah. There's the anchor knot, ping the salamander monk. I'm actually happy that that came out here. Oh, he wasted that into that hammer knight. That's interesting. Let's strengthen a unit. Okay. He's definitely valuing that life a ton. Oh my goodness. He plays a unit. My battlefield has got room for one, so if he kills like the hatchling off of a nature ping, we can widows here. Attack with crescendo, clear the board. Three, 6, 9, 10, 12, 14. Take him to 17. We won't get there though. Like we won't get there. He's only got how many molten golds would he have left here? He's only got one molten gold left. So the molten gold final cry is a problem. Yeah, I might have to. For sure. He meditates a fester to gain that. Yeah, I was using the strengthen in that math cam. For sure. Um well, I think he might be. I think he might be. Yeah, I know. I also will just take away the Sarasaur. Man. This is tricky just because I don't want to overextend my board. The problem is, Neil, like if he's on Final Cry, I take 2. He Xanders, he comes back, I take 3, I go 13, he Molten Golds for the win. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, my life is too close now. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Shadow the Chant, to be honest. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Shadow Chant, and then um, see if he takes the one here. If he pulls up a defender here, um, yeah, I'm not gonna Widows here. I want him to use a natural ping on me. That's fair. If you save the Shadow Soul after, I guess it has a chant trigger on it and a token on it, so then it doesn't. It has a. There's another Fire Archer. Yeah. I still think he's going to want a Sarah no matter what, but I have good ways to deal with Sarah just across the board, in my opinion. I have the Crescendo in hand to deal with the Sarah. I have Vampire to deal with Bear. I mean, just another chant. I'm just going to get burned to death. That's what's going to happen here. So he does take the PB guard here. So now he wants the Ceresaurus off of this. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting because if he Ceresaurus is here, he doesn't lose the ally for the chant. So I don't know if he's got another ally in hand. There's the Ceresaurus. Guess he gets the ally back that way. Takes me to 12. He's definitely holding the Molten. Oh, there goes the Molten. All right, so he hit me with the Molten. This would indicate the final cry is there if I kill the unit, right? Last card in hand, final cry. No, I know. I can't play around it. I kind of can. It would stop the timing on the final cry. I take one, but it wouldn't stop the archer. Is the issue? The last archer is going to get me here. Right. The vamp would indeed stop this, but the final cry would still do one to me, taking me to 15. Right. So I'm just gonna pass there. He doesn't have the way to ping my unit away anyways for the widows. What I really need is another master vamp, right? Because gain a divine die. Gain that. I don't think it makes any difference. The plan is to attack with my little guys, sweep the board. Because if he attacks into right, I understand. I know what you're saying. I mean, it seems pretty likely, right? With 4 cards left in the deck and only one final cry, I'm assuming that there's 2 final cries left. So we got 3, 6, 9, 11, 12. 12 takes me to 17. Well, the overkill, yeah, I mean, sure. Okay. Yeah, it's there's probably not much luck that's going to happen here. Didn't have it. He didn't have it. Holy smokes, chat, he didn't have it. Did he have it? Did he play a? Nope. All right, Neil. You're fine. You're right. He's making another fire archer though. Got really close, didn't we? I think it's. I've seen 6 fire archers. He's just winning on the back of chance and fire archer. Um, I'm still dead now. Yeah, I mean I'm still dead. It's no doubt I'm still dead. Um, See, I should have prepared a meditate because if I shot my own archer here, I could make widows and then attack for 4. I wouldn't kill him. Doesn't matter, Cam. He's just gonna play archer. He just got an archer back from Xander ability. So, well, they wouldn't have exactly right because he's still got archer in hand. So I don't even know what I have in this deck. That could be a potential out here. Um, Now there's nothing left in the deck to get an out here. It just turns on chance, so he wins on chant or the fire archer, either one. Stealth Wrath wouldn't do anything though. If I had make my widows. You play me German? All right, man. Sounds good. Got a game up. Uh, let's try this deck. All right. Fair enough, man. All good. Lulu. We're on 4. Did you concede your round, Neil? Or did you play? Okay. Sounds good. Good night, dude. Get some rest. Get feeling better. Backtrack. I'm glad I didn't start a night. All right, Fire Archer. Yeah. German just medding things up here. Flash Strike. Lots of cool things going on there. Suspect we got an early vampire here, potentially. Play Salamander Monk. Let's just play our Ghostly Mount. We do not need that die. And let's do, sorry, his Heart Pull. Hey, nothing like drawing into a fadeaway. Getting rid of a River Scald. Seems pretty good. Turtle Guard. The Turtle Guard. Well, let's find out if we're on other summons here. Let's make the 2/4. The reason I'm not going to make the 4/2 here is because the Seaside Raven can prey on the Turtle Guard. It can't prey it, but it can kill it. So, like, I can just hold my guard back here. So I'm going to Lightbringer, play a Lightbringer. We'll probably give up Raven, or not Raven, Salamander Monk this round. What is this? That's my boy. I just want to. I'm gonna Windmill Slam the Seaside Raven against this now. Probably if he makes Ember Root, and sparks it, still facing a. I have a feeling he's got a Fester. There's Bear. Okay, so don't think he's on Master because if he plays Bear, that's 2 dice. Ember Root with Spark is 2 dice, so that's 4. He doesn't have enough for that, so he's gone Nature Ping Fester for whatever I make. That's probably going to be in the Pale Steed. We're probably giving up Salamander Monk this round. All right, there's his Salamander. We know he's not on big unit now, so I can probably hold the Fadeaway. He may not be on big unit at all. Be interesting if he was. Let's just make my Salamander. You might fester this. That's fine. I'm actually okay with that. I think as a whole, he's still. End turn. We'll see what he does. I don't think he wants to be done yet. No, he didn't want to be done yet. Let's summon a Lightbringer. Force that bear to attack. Okay, so he can't spark the Ember Root now. No. Not worth it. Like I actually want the Raven to die if he pressures it, so Raptor Hatchling is fine. Let's see how much he values that guard. See if he wants to spark that Root Lizard. So it's interesting. I'm sure he's just deciding if he wants to put a spark on here. There's a backtrack. Phoenix Barrage. Yep, that's what I wanted. Hmm. Nature Paying Fester. What did we do here? Oh, and Nature's Wrath. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go to 11. Okay. I'm gonna fester it. I think that's all right. Play the spark. Okay. Yeah, the spark will get it. Yeah, I mean, I'm too far behind the 8-ball now. Got the molten gold finisher. Undo, got done with it. Yep. Yeah. So just got way behind there. So the blood change was a big deal. I probably misplayed a couple of things there. I should have played Battle Seer in round 2. And again, taking my own advice, and if he had the fester, he had the fester. Yeah. So these cards were dead. I should have gotten rid of these. I just kept waiting for a potential vampire. So. But yeah. Actually, this is the first time I've lost with this deck, so it's and 4-book Lulu is very powerful for sure. Just wish I would have had a meteor. You know, I've got 2 meteors here. If I'd have drawn a meteor. So, anyways, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's the Saria deck is that's the first time I've lost with it actually. So I think all in all, I just made some critical misplays in that round. Um, Probably the biggest one being not playing and getting the Fester out of hand, or play the 2/4, pull the Fester out of hand, and then play the Battle Seer, um, and then powering through the Battle Seer instead. But we didn't draw any removal that game. Like we have crescendos other than the fadeaways, which feel really bad against that board. So yeah, I could have used fadeaway in my first round matchup to take away Fire Archers. But I ultimately got beat on first five there. So the Hearts pull was what draws off Hearts pull there in round one doesn't really matter. But sometimes you get like extra Raptor Herder, or you get something you can actually play that has value in a particular game. But that just didn't happen today. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe we find one more game here. Not sure. Hot take review of Lulu. She's good. I've known that for about a week now. Four book Lulu is probably going to replace four book Aerodel in competitive metas. There's just too much. There's too much value. I made some pretty significant play mistakes just in general in round two, but I also didn't draw any crescendos. I didn't draw any meteors, which would have been really helpful throughout the course of this game to clear your blockers and continue to pressure your board with the quick strike units. I really debated playing that 4/2 where you had Ember Root up still and could spark it, but I thought it was going to take you 2 turns. Ultimately, just didn't plan on the natural ping into Wrath. But it makes sense. You just take my whole board where there. So um, the one that really hurt probably more than anything was the blood chains on the turtle. So I really didn't have a good out at that point in my hand. All I had was a Raptor Herder and a Flute Mage that could be played, or I could play a Salamander Monk to board, which didn't feel very good because then I couldn't do anything with the Divine Die. Best I could hope for on the Divine Die was to meditate it and then use it as a pump on the Salamander. Well, I think you won on the back of Frostback Bear there. I think you take away Frostback Bear and you have a much harder time winning that game. And only because I had to be able to commit Quick Strike from the Raven onto Bear. And if I don't have to do that, then I definitely eat your turtle all the time, no matter what. So, I mean, in that matchup, I think Bear is as good as it gets for you. So, um, I don't think Bear is very good when you start looking at some of the prison decks, like what I showed today, the Auric deck. I think that Bear looks pretty sad in that meta. I think Bear looks pretty sad against Sunshield Sentry in general. No, I still I like I like Lightbringer and Salamander Monk. They're both very good. But I think maybe with the exception of Salamander, but to me Salamander, I don't think turtles are slept on at all. I think they're very good. I mean, they've made top 8 since they've been introduced into Shufflebus tournaments every season. So I've said this all along. Like turtle as a is a 2/3 for one die that is as affordable of a unit as you can get. So I mean, I actually like this deck is built to fight turtles and bears and work its way into big knights through fadeaways, and of course the spectral charger can still do that as well. But like you got to head on board after round one, and I couldn't come back on that board state. Uh, Brian's deck in season 2 or season 3 had turtle in it, and or maybe it was season 2. I'd have to go back and look. Yeah, turtle's been in top eights across the board. Hold on one second. I mean, it's just an efficient. It's yeah, his Brennan had turtles in it. I don't remember if it was the season 3 one or the season 2 one. One of his Brennans had turtles in it. I think it was season 2 or season 3, the one he made top 8 in. He just didn't play it against me in the top 8 matchup because it wasn't actively probably good against a field of knights. I think Turtle looks worse in a field of knights. Turtle looks a lot better when knights aren't around. So, take that for what it's worth. I think that's something to consider. Let me see if I can find it here. Season 3. I don't like backtrack at all, but you're welcome to play it. I don't. I am not a fan of it. Not any fault for playing it. I just don't think it's good enough. Like the best place for backtrack, honestly, if you think about backtrack, the best place for backtrack is in round 1 when your opponent plays a knight and runs into it. If your opponent sticks a knight on the battlefield from round 1, backtrack is dead at that point. It does 0. It's a dead card because they've already gotten their dice value out of it in one round, and now they're on bonus time with it, and backtracking that knight back to their hand in round 2, they still have the dice just to replay it. I mean, I played a knight deck, and 9 knights, and got backtracked twice, and both times didn't care. Like both times it was just fine. So yes, it's a loss of tempo, but you have to be able to then return tempo at a similar rate. Otherwise, they're just going to play the knight again. And if that's really your plan, then you're better off just trying to have a proactive way to kill the knight than it is to bounce it back to hand. It's only really good if they go late round play. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just depends on. I mean, there are moments in time in every game where the backtrack is probably pretty good, but I think generally it's too niche to be good. And if it's really if backtrack is good, then outmatch has to be good. That's just, I mean, bottom line, right? Like backtrack good, outmatch has to be good. And we don't see a lot of outmatch play. And I'm not saying that that maybe outmatch isn't slept on a little bit, but I know top players don't think it's very good. So yeah, season 3 Turtle Guard, Brian's deck. And I thought, did Philly have Turtle as well? No, he had the Gilder. Okay. Waves made top 8 with Turtle as well, by the way, in season 3. Because Waves was top 8 in season 3. So then we go season 2. Yeah. No, Brian didn't do it in season 2. Did Scorpy make it in season 2? I don't remember. Philly, Matt, German, Gregoric, Inquisitor, and Scorpy. Yes. See, Scorpy made it too. That was who the other one was. Scorpy in season 2 with his coal deck had turtles in it. So turtles since its introduction in Shufflebus has made top 8 every season. So I mean it's definitely not a slept on card. I think the reason we haven't seen turtles be more rampant is because they're still in a color that isn't widely supported yet. It's getting better. Obviously, Lulu makes a huge difference in that. And so I would suspect that we'll see a lot more turtle after Lulu comes out. The Lulu deck that I've been playing, that I've been really, really high on, is still a 4-book Lulu. I mean, it's. I think she's just going to take over that slot. I'm not saying that Aerodel is out. I think you could play Aerodel or Lulu. They both do very similar things. But like my version of it, I run the Gilder over it, and the reason I run the Gilder over it is for another source of ping. It just allows me to have more ways to deal with 2 life units and 3 life units and or 4 life units through crescendos. So I still spark the Ember Root primarily. But you know, I took Philly's page with Bear and Mindfog Owl because I wanted to create 2 2s and 2 3s, right? And then the Gilder's got 2 life and the Ember Lizard's got 2 life. So it just felt like this was in color, and it was I didn't have to go into time to get it done. You know, I don't think that Spark off of Lulu makes enough token tempo to make Flash Strike worth it, personally. I think if you're going to go that route, you have to play Time Hopper, and that's a very different deck. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm landing. I have yet to. I've played probably 5 games of Lulu. I've yet to play a Phoenix Barrage. I'm like half tempted to first 5 one just so I can actually say I played one. You know, I think Phoenix Barrage is a great card, and I think that going into this new meta, it's the kind of card that has a great opportunity because, in my mind, we're going to see less Knights. Not because of Backtrack, but because... Oh, I got a hit. I got a hit. What did we get? Shadowfire. What's up, Shadow? We'll try the Jericho. Yeah, I think the things that like, I think that I think that it's good. I don't know whether it's... I think it's one of those things where my thought process is it's probably over the course of a game, Water Blast versus Phoenix Barrage. Phoenix Barrage is probably 5% better over the course of a game. And that's why I think Lulu is probably better over the course of a game as well. All right, so we've got 8 Conjurations, Maoni Snake. No Snake because we're not on Charm, so we're most likely going to see Ghostly mounts. Maybe Ceratosaurus mounts, so we'll start this guy. And this guy. This guy, this guy. Interesting. Okay. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got room for 1 die, so I can't play the Chain Creation, so we'll just go the Blink route. Okay. Yeah, having a signature card is pretty incredible, right? Like, I mean, it's a good signature card, no doubt. It's an expensive signature card, and it should be. It does powerful things, but I think I think it's one of those weird scenarios where they're so similar. Um, but Phoenix Barrage and Gilder do the same thing, right? As Water Blast, and you get extra value, but it costs you two more dice, which means that it really limits your first five and your spell board size, or what you can play in first fives. So I don't think you can honestly take Phoenix Barrage in the first five, but like I've not been able to up to this point. He's gonna go first, okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that Lulu will make an immediate impact in SB5. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I think Ember Root will make an immediate impact in SB5. I don't know whether or not she'll win. Because so far only Phil has really been able to take the 4-book archetype to a top. What I'm seeing a lot of these days in playing out here on the web is just a bunch of this Molten Gold, Frostbites, Final Cries, just burn. People are just burning. They're no longer playing to the board so much as just like, okay, fine, I'm gonna burn you to death, and I'm gonna do that. Um, round over round. I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe they will, German. I don't know. Um, I'm not ready to say that's true yet, but you could be right. I'm not saying you're not. It depends on how many people play her, right? Like it's going to depend a lot on how many people play her. So there's the Ceratosaurus. So we picked that one right. The other three are probably raptors. So it's probably Ghostly Mount, Ceratosaurus Mount, and Raptors for the conjurations here. There's the Ghostly Mount. Yeah, I want to summon the Lioness now because if he makes the 4-2, this takes the 4-2 away. Right. I mean, if a guy like Philly shows up and plays 4-book Lulu, yeah, it'll top 8. Just as a general rule, though, um, I don't think anybody's going to show up with 4-book Lulu and make a top 8. I think you're going to have to understand how 4 books work, and then take advantage of it from there. So we'll see. I mean, time will tell, and I think Lulu's going to be competitive. You better know how to fight her. She's probably as good a target for choke as Aradel or Odette is. So yeah, I mean, I think that somebody's going to hone a list in with Lulu, but I don't think it's going to be deep on time, personally. So far, I have not been very impressed with Fighting Spirit or Canyon Shelter. I've not been very impressed with the Raven. Um, I mean, so you know, I think that Ash Spirit is a bonkers card, and we'll see competitive play. And Ash Spirit is really punishing to anything, really. So, okay. Butterfly Monk, play a Salamander Monk. So he's got two allies left. One's going to be a Raptor Herder. Then you've got this and this. The other's probably a Hollow. So he's probably going to try to roll my dice down. And that's annoying. But I think if I can keep the Ceratosaurus locked down this turn. Like I said, we keep the Ghostly Mount off. There's the Hollow. Is he going to mount it into the 2-4 or the 4-2? Or is he going to make the 3-3 Raptor or Ceratosaur? Yeah, takes those down. That's fine. Um, this is why I shouldn't have telegraphed that so much. It's interesting that he didn't do that. Like, I'm gonna kill the Hollow. Like, I don't care about my Linus at all. Like, at all. You got Figures in the Fog. Okay. End of turn. But I don't want to keep him looping hollows if I can avoid it. Real card, okay. So I think whatever his last ally is, most likely a Raptor. He's going to Raptor into a mount. I play Grave Knight into that and attack. I can force the PB block if he wants the PB block there. Um, yeah, he definitely was supposed to mount there, without a doubt. It's just a question of whether he's going to make the 2-4 or the 4-2. He made the 2-4, so there's the anchor knot. He'll mount this. See what he values more here. Okay. I don't think it makes any difference here. So let's summon a Salamander Monk. I'm going to take a little bit of damage, but I don't care. I'm okay with that. So we'll find out. What's he mounting? Does he have the Raptor? Did he draw Anchor Knot? It might have drawn Anchor Knot. I mean, it's very possible. Very possibly drew Anchor Knot. But if he did, we're just gonna play Grave Knight because, like, he's only got an ally left here. Life is a resource, Cam. Absolutely, absolutely right. So I don't mind the Anchor Knot getting coming down into for no value just to get mounted. Like that just turns the Ceratosaurus into a really expensive unit, and the Grave Knight's gonna get to kill it. I'm gonna lose the Grave Knight, but I didn't plan to keep the Grave Knight. I get to keep the Sonic. I get double Sonic swings here. So we will. He goes Ceratosaurus first. Yeah, he doesn't have the dice for Ghostly. You're right. You're right. Yep, you're right. So that's even better for me. Because I might be able to keep Grave Knight here. So hit mount and then go Butterfly Monk. Yep. So the last card's Raptor Herder. Probably should have gone Sonic there, to be honest. And the reason why is because then I could have attacked with a Sonic into the Butterfly Monk. He would have taken the 3, so there's the Command Strike to the Ceratosaur. I always forget about Command Strike on Maoni. That's another reason why I should have done that. But we'll get double Sonic. It ultimately will work out, I think. Yeah, exactly. I think it'll work out just fine. We'll actually force the PB block here if he wants to protect the monk. Because then I can actually exhaust the Butterfly Monk if I wanted to. Yeah, he takes the 1. I think that's actually in our benefit to do that. Yeah, I don't think he's going to attack with Sarah, so I have to attack the Butterfly Monk and then exhaust the Sarah. And then I can kill the Sarah. I'm not going to get damage on Phoenixborn, but I don't think that matters right now. I think I'm in the driver's seat as long as I do that. So we need to choose top of deck, do that. Play this guy. Doesn't matter. Done. Because he took the PB guard with the Salamander Monk, so because he took the PB guard with Salamander Monk. If he does attack into Jericho now, like if he thinks the Sonic is, he's going to come at Jericho, then I can get the double attack off. If he doesn't, a double exhaust off. If he doesn't do that, then I have to go into Butterfly Monk, exhaust Ceratosaur, kill Ceratosaur. Actually, it doesn't matter what order I do this in at all. In fact, I can leave the Butterfly Monk up. Because I like... okay, so there's... I mean, I'm just going to block with Jericho here. Okay. So now... it'll be 3-3, but I'll have much better dice position. Okay. Gonna mend the Viper, Maoni. Gonna exhaust that. Yep. So if he plays into the 4 attack to try to command strike me, then I gotta play Lioness. I'm going first here, right? Yeah, okay. Or I can just chain creations and double exhaust that. Meditate, choose top of deck for that. Confirm, stop meditating. Summon a Lioness. And it done. So if he mounts on the 4-2 so that he can command strike me, chain creations is just going to crush him out here, right? Seems likely anyways. We might bring back a vampire this turn too. Okay. Yeah, meteor the board. No. Okay. Just setting up the Ceratosaurus, I guess. I don't know. Probably should set up the Fester. I'm just worried about getting hollowed, so I don't want to set up too much stuff. I don't really want to get meteored either. Okay, he's going to play Sonic. I've got a few in mind as well. If he tries to command strike me here, I mean, I guess he could hollow into command strike. That's a thing. And there's not much I can do about that, but I mean, he's only going to get the Lioness because I can always. If he does that, then I get to Fester this Swordsman unless he takes the block on the Phoenixborn here. But I don't think he wants to take block on Phoenixborn. Okay. He didn't counter. That's interesting. I wonder why he wouldn't counter there. Why not get the Salamander Monk up? Or off the board, I guess. You just value it sitting there like that? I think I got to go for Sonic now because I'm going to use the Fester, so I'll get second Sonic. I mean, I really want him to play the 4-2. I know that's what he wants because playing the 4-2 um, playing the 4-2 gives him the opportunity to command strike it. But I mean, so I think he's gotta kill the Lioness somehow because he's not gonna be able to just play ally and let it sit on the board because of Lioness stock. Close combat. What's he close combating? My swordsman? we'll Golden Veil that. Fester. So, I mean, it worked out. I mean, I didn't want to necessarily burn the Golden Veil exactly there, but I still have Lioness in play. He puts a Frostbite in play. Let's do Ceremonial Power, get back Sonic. Let's play Sonic. See, I really, really, really want him to put something out like the 4-2, because if he puts the 4-2 out, see, I actually don't mind him playing the Butterfly Monk here. If Mayoni takes it. Don't know for sure. It's I mean, double Sonic with a blink is a lot of pressure. I still have a blink left in the deck, and I still have 2 Flute Mages left in the deck, so really are getting to that happy spot here. We have one more Vampire, one more Sonic left. Ione takes it. Okay. Have some sort of reaction? What would be a reaction he would have here? I don't know what there would be a reaction for here. No, well, did he have Sympathy Pain? He might have had Sympathy Pain, so he might be hitting my Lioness with Sympathy Pain. Deep in the tank on it, for sure. Oh, okay. We've got about 15 minutes before I got to play Philly. All right. So, where's the sources of 2 damage going to come from? Frostbite Nature Ping? Command Strike? I just don't think we take a chance. Yeah. I just want to protect that Sonic. I mean, it's possible that he could play a 2 power unit like Hollow and then Command Strike the Knight. And I want to get value out of that. So I think he's probably going to play Hollow into Sarasaur. So he's going to med that up. Okay. So we're just taking the lion at the butterfly monk because I think his plan is ultimately to either natural ping it or he's going to play hollow into Sarasaur. So we'll let the lion do its job here. See if he's got it. Because we can still make a salamander as well. So no, this got a frostbite. He bluffed me appropriately through that. Take him to 9 though. We get super lucky and roll power on the for the veil. We're in good shape. Okay. Give up the chain creations. I don't want to risk meditating a flute mage or a blink away. Moment of truth, chat. Will we roll the power side? 1 in 6 shot. Heart of the dice here. We did not. We just get our last vampire, get a shepherd to bring back the Sonic. Feeling pretty good about most of what's going on there. So command strike the swordsman. Yep. And then has he got close combat? We got the close combat. That'll be the question here. Pain Shaman will get it done. Okay, so I'm happy with he spent 4 dice to remove a 3 dice unit. I just have a Shepherd to bring it back. Let's make a Lioness. Yeah, I mean, then let's go ahead and go. Because he might try to go. Let's see. I mean, I think we're okay with just letting that knight go for now. Fortunately, I'm going to have to concede here pretty soon because Phil and I are supposed to play. Unfortunately, that's going to be a thing. So if he mounts with the 4-2, the Lioness goes in and kills it. I don't know. I don't know.
So I think I want to try to kill the Pain Shaman, exhaust the Sarasaur, force him to play another ally from hand. And he just takes it on the face, which is fine, because we have a Flute Mage, so... We also still have Golden Veil to protect here. So even if he mounts and Command Strikes me, or not Command Strike, but Close Combats me, like, we just take no damage. Flute Mage gets to come down, untap the Swordsman. Lioness kills the 4-2. Play Master Vampire. And I think we move in for the kill here. After that. The Swordsman just does a nice job of advancing our win con. Like, we're at 9. And so I think we're going to end this round potentially. Let me do the math here. It's potentially possible we could end this round with Vampire and second Swordsman in play. There's the Hollow. So he is going to roll down that Golden Veil, I guarantee it. That means he can't. So this play works out in my favor because he can't actually use the power close combat. So there's the mount. He is just mounting it right away, which we suspected. He goes with the Pale Steed. Okay. Because if I can clear his board out, because I can play Flute Mage. Play Flute Mage to hunt 2 times, heal twice. Three, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay. So I actually don't think I need this Divine die for anything, so we're going to let the Lioness hunt here. Maybe we let the Vampire hunt the Pale Steed. Yeah, we could let the vampire hunt the pale steed. So, yeah, we're just gonna let that happen. Okay. Probably untap Sonic here. Double exhaust. Sarasaur. I mean, you can't block this, so I don't know what's going to happen. I guess you decide if you want to counter, but I would think you would want to counter. I don't know why you wouldn't. Probably let the vampire. Well, does he make a butterfly monk? That'll be the question here. Probably does. Both blue mages, so bottom 8 cards, there's a blank left. Because we could make Shepherd into Sonic instead of the Flute Mage. That's probably what we're going to do. So I'm going to take Salamander, Monk, and attack, meditate for the Shepherd. Get back Sonic. Yeah. Like, I'm just getting a ton of value out of these Salamanders because he's just doing nothing to them. I think we got the game wrapped up. It's just a matter of because he's out of dice now, so like I can go. I go Salamander Monk. Butterfly Monk takes 1. Yep. Does he counter? Doubt he's going to counter. Right. Okay. So now we meditate. Choose top of deck. Do that guy. And then we end our turn. So we play Shepherd. Get back a Sonic. Yeah, so I think we've got the game wrapped up here because, I mean, he's got no dice left, so he could choose to attack for 2. I don't have to counter onto anything. I mean, if he goes into Vampire, I definitely don't have to counter that. If he attacks into my other Sonic, so be it. He's got no dice left. He can attack into a Shepherd, but that's sort of the same plan I already have. He can attack my face directly, which I just block with the Salamander, get my 1 damage, and then I get an extra point of damage. So I don't think there's a line here with the Pale Steed. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I mean, with no dice left, I get to go first, top of the round. I think this is GG's. Thanks, Shadow. All right, so I'm gonna grab Phil here and get started with that. Competitive. All right, Techie it is. Thanks, Cam. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Might as well. All right. Well, we know Mount is bad versus Jessa, right? We know that much is true. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna play a knight into me. So we go Bear, Lioness, Fester. I don't think he's got. Let me. Like, I was thinking about this, but. Uh, yeah, I'm so dead to this deck, it doesn't matter, Cam. I mean, I should just concede, but I won't. I'll play the game out. I said when it was seven things. So he's got Fire Archer. He's gonna play Triple Guard, Lightbringer, Bear. So 100 Blades doesn't do much for me. No reaction spells. It's got a couple of Final Cries, so that's not gonna do great things. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe play something off the card draw. Okay. Show no fear in Goldem immediately. Nah, I'm not gonna do that, dude. Definitely not gonna do that. Just gonna play the Lioness. End my turn. If he first fives a fear, like he's getting a bear or a lioness, I'm probably okay with that. Especially if I slow play it enough, like it's possible between the 100 Blades and the Swift Messenger draw, I have enough slashes. Like if he plays Knight, I definitely have Slash Fester for his Knight. So he's just going Lightbringer. I'm gonna meditate, bring up that for stasis. So I mean he's got Turtle Guard and Bear, so like he's gonna go Turtle Guard. Like I don't know how I win this game in a million years. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. It doesn't look very favorable, but I got 100 Blades into Turtle Guard and Bear to have a shot at it. Puts the Turtle Guard book in play. We're gonna make the Lioness now. I have a feeling he's gonna make the turtle. Show no fear and gold him immediately. I like the way you think, Cam. Yes, we're gonna play a Swifty into that. And I might just gold him anyways. So funny. Oh my lord. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it, man. So I can Divine Power hunt the guard here. We're going to keep those units down. So he's got Bear and Brave Knight, maybe? Yeah, Inquisitor, I'm in my Shufflebus round 4 matchup. He could be on Fester, but see what he's. I don't know if he thinks I'm playing tonight and he's on Fear. Or if he's on something bigger than that. But we'll go ahead and 100 Blades now. Did I not get a draw card? Oh, I'm waiting for his response on Jessa here. Yeah, I don't know if it's Night Bear or I don't know. It's either Night Bear or it's Fear. I just held that Divine Die to be able to power up his bear to kill my bear. It's very possible that that's the play. Right. And we get a Hammer Knight, so that doesn't matter. So that's his plan. That was his plan. Yeah, we'll counter. Do I slash the knight away? Probably slash the knight away. Knights don't feel great into fear. You know he's holding a fear, right? So knights are doing basically nothing for us here. See how he opens up here. Race the damage, yeah. Except she has 19 health. I have 15. let's be really honest about that now. Um, feel like we did okay round one, um, but I mean he just got better books than me for the rest of this game now. Oh, he moves fire archer. He's just gonna race me this way. Pass. Okay. Slash. There. So Frostbite gives a consistent source of damage. I'll meditate for the Swift Messenger. That draws me another Slash Fester. Here's his bear. Pass. Okay. Okay, so final cry down. Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Sure, let's play the Swifty. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm cool with the stasis. It buys me a little more time. I'll take a little damage here. Yeah, he did concede his round. Guess the lioness isn't going anywhere. Does he have a molten gold? He doesn't. So double. You're just looking at frog pings here. Okay. Probably should have attacked with the swift messengers here. That's probably just a mistake right there. He doesn't. I'm looking at the deck list right now. There's no golds in the list. So he could have double Nature's Wrath, which is why I think it was a mistake not to attack with the messengers here. If he gives me the opportunity, I'm going to attack with the messengers. There's fear. If fear is bear, fear my bear. That's what we wanted. See, that's why it was a mistake to not attack with my messengers. Because I could have gotten 2 free damage in, I still only take 1 here. Also a mistake there because he was out of dice, so I should have not attacked with my messenger there. I'm just playing dumb. I think I've been on stream too long tonight at this point. He does have Nature's Wrath, so we're not going to leave these 1/1s up. Didn't draw a gold. Gold would have been great here. 14 would have taken us to 16. We'd have been 1 gold away. But didn't draw the gold. Yeah, I could have. I actually like my hand. I probably could have slashed with the Ceratosaurus. I kind of want to hold the Ceratosaurus slash, though, for if he plays like a Lightbringer later, I can slash with the Ceratosaurus book. Um, maybe. I mean, it's possible I might do that, but I don't know. There's a bear. I kind of want to play my Grave Knight into this, and I'll tell you why. Because if I play Grave Knight into it and he has fear, he burns the fear, loses his bear for the turn. I spent 3 dice, he spent 4. And if not, yeah. But he's got Festers. He's got Festers, and he set up Nature Ping. Let's just go ahead and summon a Lioness. It's a bad plan. Okay. Make our Lioness.
And then we're going to meditate. She's top of deck here. Yeah, I'm not going to grab the Swift out of the discard. I think that's too much. I've still got 3 Fire Archers in the deck for reach. So, I mean, he's definitely showing another stasis. It'll be the last stasis, I think. He's got 2 stasises, so we're out of stasises. Okay. No, blood chains. He's got 2 blood chains. We're out of blood chains. Only played 1 fear, so he's got 2 fears left. He's just got to have a grip full of knights, but I'm afraid he doesn't want to play knights into my slash festers, which makes sense. Um, making tells 1 to wing Lioness. And he plays Fester to kill a Lioness. Okay, I'm happy that he did that. Because I think I can make a Grave Knight here. Maybe that's a huge mistake because it's 3 dice. Damage is currently 6 to 11. I've got 6 on me. He's got 11 on him. Yeah, I'm gonna make a bear. Let's see if he's got the fear. I think we're just gonna frostbite here. Let's go to face. I think the Grave Knight's a trap. What do y'all think? It feels like it's a trap. Because if I commit to the Knight, I don't have the Fester any longer. Okay. I think we have to slash the guard because he's going to block with the guard anyways, right? So yeah, make him think if he wants to put that turtle guard in front of this bear, let the bear kill the turtle guard. 2 golds. I'll be 2 golds away on this frostbite. Chosen defenders. He went in and took it on the bear. That's interesting. Okay. I'm going to take 3 and go to 9. There's nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about that. Okay. Can't fear. So if I kill... So I think I slash 100 blades here. Kill everything on his board. Takes away the fear. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to slash... Cancel. No, I don't want to play it. I want to slash this to that. And play this action. We're going to go boom, boom, done. There we go. Just get second Fester in hand. Take him to 15. I don't know what he's got left in the hand here. So he 2 shadows the bear, which is fine. Okay, so we're going to slash with this guy. Do that. And then frostbite. Do that. We want to slash. Pitch that to do that. And turn. Gotta go for it, chat. Gotta go for it. There it is. Whoo! There it is. I don't know if he can do 4 to me this turn, can he? He can do 3. I know of 3. Like Fire Archer's 1, Final Cry makes 3, Jessup makes 4. Yeah, so I guess if he's got the Fire Archer, I lose. And the Final Cry. Does he have any Final Cries left? Yep, he sure does. Seems pretty likely he's got it. Here's the end of my day. There's the Fire Archer. Natural ping. Yep.
Man. That's unfortunate. Thought I might pull it out, but no such luck. I think I played it as well as I could. All my fire archers are in the bottom 10 cards. That's going to be the end of my season 4. So, yeah, I'm sad. I mean, I'm going to drop, but there's no point to continue. But yeah, because I was kind of hoping we could get fire archers into the bin, and then I could just start recurring fire archers back too if needed. So, just is what it is. There was a place there where I could make it happen, but yeah, yep. Maybe I should have used the Fester earlier, but I have a feeling if I had taken the Fester, he'd have played Knights. So, I mean, he's got 6 Knights in his deck, 3 Grave Knights and 3 Hammer Knights, and there's only 3 of them in the discard. So, so, all right. Well, I'm going to close down the stream. I am going to get the standings updated and call it a night because I'm exhausted. So, all right. Good night, everybody.